Hello everyone and welcome to this video on housing. I am standing in front of the windmill, which we will be exploring today, so follow along.
Hey,
Hello!
welcome to the Windmill. You want
Thank
to come
you.
inside?
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm Asha. I live at the Windmill here. We're gonna start with a tour. So we've got this main entrance room when you come in from the side, because there's 2 or 3 ways that you can come in. This is the way you'll probably use if you have a bike, because the bikes are out there. But this is kind of like a little quiet room which people sometimes use for studying. It's kind of, yeah, it's like a relaxing space. There's a couch and a desk that people sometimes use. This is the main living room kind of. There's a big kind of table here that everyone uses to hang out in. There's also a seating area and a TV, which we sometimes have house movie nights, which is really fun. So the kitchen's actually in the same room. We've got a little kitchenette area. This is really handy. It doesn't usually pile up too much in terms of dishes. There's some dishes here, but there's always dishes in student housing. We've got 4 kind of induction hobs. So it's important if you're gonna come here that you make sure you buy pots that have induction and not that only work for gas or something like that. Usually there's about 15 people living here, so usually there's never really a point where it's too busy or too crowded to use the kitchen. There's normally an even amount of space, and people are pretty accommodating, so they'll make space for you if it's a little bit crowded. So the system is that everyone gets a drawer where you can keep all your stuff. I keep all my cooking things here, and then I keep food in my room because it's not a huge amount of space. But there's 2 different ovens, there's 2 microwaves, and then we've got a communal fridge. It's not very big, so a lot of people also have a small freezer or fridge in their room. But it works if you just want to keep, you want to take an ice cream bar out for when you're studying and then not have to go to your room again. So along here, we've got the laundry. There's 2 washing machines, and you don't have to pay to use the washing machines, but you do have to provide your own detergent, or if you want to use fabric softener or anything like that, you have to buy it. Then there's a little area here that people sometimes use for studying because it's right by the window, so you get a lot of natural light, which is really good, especially in winter. And then sometimes it snows and you can see it out the window. It's really nice. So this is my room. I've got my little name tag. And we'll just go in. I've painted the walls, which you are allowed to paint the walls, but you have to paint over them when you leave. So some people don't bother because it's like, if they're only coming to stay for a year, why bother paint them? But I like it. It adds a little bit of excitement. And the rooms usually aren't, they're normally a little bit bigger than this. This is quite big for student housing, but a lot of them are bigger because it used to be an office. So the rent can get quite expensive, or it could be quite cheap. Depends which room you choose or which one's available. So, I mean, right now you're looking at a fully furnished room because I live here, but the rooms don't come furnished. A lot of this, actually everything but the bed, I got from a thrift store, which means you can get it quite cheap as long as you have a way to transport it. So this, pretty good desk, it was 20 euros or something at a thrift store. So if you're looking to come here, that's a really good way to try and furnish it. And then here we have, I'll lots of presents because it's Christmas time. But this is for a house Secret Santa. So we're gonna do an exchange with all the people living here.
So thank you so much for the tour. We have a few more questions for you now that we're sitting here together. To start off, how did you find out about this place?
So on the ITEP's website, then it had a few of the possible accommodations, and I found it there. And then I looked up a little bit more about it, and I went on Google Maps and tried to find where it was and everything. And yeah, it was really helpful to have what the ITEP's website already had, which was a little thing, an introduction from a student that was living here previously.
Awesome, thank you. And can you tell us a little about the average rent in the building and the average room size?
So I have one of the smaller rooms, and it's 18 meters squared. And rent is quite a big difference because my room is 18 meters squared, but the biggest one I think is like 26 meters squared. They can get quite big and therefore quite expensive. So it can be somewhere between like 400 and 600. I'm in this, or maybe even 650. For me, it's like around 350. But you never know, things might change, pricing might get more expensive, or it might get cheaper. But for the most part, it's around 500, I'd say.
Thank you. And how far away are we from campus right now? How long does it take you to get to class in the morning?
So, depends a little bit on if you're taking a bike, of course. If you're taking a bike, it's between 10 and 15 minutes. If you're really rushing, you can do it in like 7 if you're late. Not that I would have experience with that, but yeah, it's quite close, and sometimes things make it a little bit longer, but like if it's snowing, you might want to go slower. But for the most part, it's really close. And if you're walking, it doesn't take too long.
And apart from campus, how long does it take you to get to the grocery store, for example?
So this house is directly in between two Jumbos. If you're an international student, that's like one of the cheap stores. It's great. And then there's also a Lidl really close by, and those would be 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away. They're really close, so it's really convenient. It's even sometimes if I'm cooking something and I realize I've forgotten an ingredient, it's not even that much hassle to go out and buy it and come back.
Okay, thank you. And my last question to you would be, what is one of your favorite things about this house?
I really love how welcoming everyone is. It's almost every night there's like 3 or 4 people sitting in the common area, and you can go and you can talk to them, or you can go and put headphones on and study. You can just be studying together. But yeah, it's really kind of, everyone's pretty friendly with each other. We don't have any rotten apples, you know. So it's like a great community.
Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for giving us a tour.
Yes.
So thank you for watching along in this video, and see you in the next housing video. Bye!